Alrighty. Good morning, afternoon, and evening to the amazing Hollow Knight community. We are here to witness a fantastic any percent tournament race between two illustrious runners. We have on the left Serpin with a PB of 32.52, and on the right Queen Magnolia with a PB of 32.03. I am Herm8281, one of your color commentators for this race, and I am joined by the incredible, the fantastic Aggie.
Hey. It's gonna be an incredible race.
It
It's
is going to be
incredible
incredible.
runners.
Well, I hope it will be credible in that we will believe how amazing these runners are. I mean, these are two super seasoned runners with a lot of practice under their belts. So, sorry, had to do a yawn. It may or may not be a rather early hour for Herm over here.
And it looks like both of our runners are underway. Yippee!
Yippee! We are seeing the exciting Chinese language text, which is the fastest language for this game. And yeah, both of these runners have gone through a ton of matches to get to this point. This tournament's been going on for like, what, 2 months now?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Um, and they are going to keep fighting. We are almost to the point where we will be going into best of 3 matches, but this is a best of 1 match. Um, winner takes all. Unfortunate Jinky not cooperating for Mag over there, and Serp with much better cooperation with Jinky. Jinky being the Vengefly in King's Pass, and the only Hollow Knight community entity that I have named.
Yippee!
Yippee! There's gonna be lots of yippies this commentary, and I'm very excited about that personally. Okay, 52 KP for Serp, 53 for Leah. We are going down into the Forgotten Crossroads. They do not talk to Elderbug in this run because it is inefficient.
I can't believe both our runners are being mean and not talking to Elderbug. What the heck?
It's kind of insane how mean you have to be fast. But on the bright side, you do get to look pretty cool and do lots of fun tricks. And there's that fun inventory drop. Although Leah getting hit like a good few times there, which is unfortunate. I mean, these like tiny little early game time saves, like, you know, that aspect being rude to Serp or Serp missing double spike, they don't matter like a ton in the grand
And
scheme of
Magnolia
things.
getting double spike. You love to see it.
Yay! You really do love to see it. But they can also just be, I mean, I'm sure like you could speak to this, Aggie, much better than I could. Probably frustrating in a race setting where you want everything to go right.
Absolutely. The little time losses are the ones that annoy you the most.
Yeah. Because it's like, if you can control it, then it's like, okay. You know, that's a matter of you just not being able to get the trick or what have you. But if you get strong bungled by random enemies or just overall spaghettied by the code that holds together this game by a fraying set of threads, that's just raw frustration.
Yeah. I'm fairly sure this game is held together by a singular thread.
That's so accurate, honestly.
Yeah, especially older patches.
Yeah. And that is no exception here, where both runners are playing on 1-2-2-1. We will observe some pretty significant spaghetti, or singular spaghetti even, throughout this run. The nice thing is, though, they've missed enough tiny things, like on both sides, that they're pretty much neck and neck. I mean,
They're
Serp
both
about two
practically in
seconds
sync.
behind here. Yeah, which is really great content for us. Um, any Torch game enjoyers? Unfortunate. No Torch game victors.
So sad.
Oh my god, they really are neck and neck. Sorry, I'm recovering from eepiness. I'm post eepiness. 343 VS for both of them basically. Um, and now that we have the VS, we can start doing. Oh, we have even better. The lovely, absolutely illustrious, magnanimous Chris in the chat letting us know that both runners were 335 into the VS pickup. By the way, everybody should take this moment to thank Chris and tell her that she is so cute because she is responsible for restreaming this wonderful race.
Yippee.
Yippee!
Yippee. Chris, a wonderful restream. So, how many spit are we going to get for these boulders?
I'm saying 2 as the maximum.
Yeah. Leah getting first spit. You love to see it. And looks like Sophie got second spit.
Well, I was more thinking that it would be third spit, so I guess I'm incorrect, but we're gonna pretend that I meant it the other way.
Yeah.
No, I am correct.
We're going to pretend you're absolutely 100% totally correct. Yippee.
I'm absolutely 100% totally correct, UP. And now we are going to get to do some of the fun stuff that was previously mentioned, but first we have a spaghetti to observe. In 1-2-2-1, you could just sort of walk off the screen and then one-shot this boulder. It is unclear to me why this works. I'm sure it's clear to people who know more about the coding of the game. But both of them get it. And then Mag gets the first fireball skip, as does Serp into Green Path. This is the first of 3, which are very exciting and fun to watch, in my opinion. Okay, yes. So it seems that interestingly, just with Mound and getting better spit RNG, that Maga made up about 5 seconds, got a 5-second lead on Serp, in this Enter Green Path split. And it just sometimes, I mean, is like that. But both of them are hitting these fireball skips, which is great. I mean, that's what you want to be able to do. Especially that second one is the most important, so hitting that has to feel nice. Even though both of these runners are very consistent, it's just in a race setting, you never know when you're not going to get exactly what you want. So
and both of our runners hitting all 3, and you'll have to see it.
yes, and that is a treat for sure. It is such a joy to, I mean, it's very fun to watch races involving runners of all levels, and I think one of my favorite parts about this tournament is that there wasn't really any sort of bar. Like, people who did not have that much running experience were able to come in and participate. And I really do recommend, if you're like interested in getting into running, going back and watching some of those earlier runs, because there's a lot of instances where you can see, you know, the different pain points and also really valuable interviews with those runners about, you know, what getting into the game is like. But at the same time, it's also a huge treat to see these really experienced runners just kind of tear it up. Chat has identified my strange hybrid American British accent, for which I apologize. Question mark. It is indeed true that I have been spending the majority of my time here hanging out with British people, and therefore have like taken to speaking. I have no control over my own speaking voice, which is a fun fact. Like, whatever I sound like on any point is just what I sound like, and it's not intentional. But I have indeed taken to speaking like this. Very nice Hornet from Leah. Serp almost there herself. Yep. Very nice from both runners. Using those fireballs effectively, staying close. God, it is so weird to start to be able to read all of the characters on that screen. I love the Mothwing blanket.
So good.
It is cloak, but I like to mess around. I'm cheeky like that.
It, it's such a comfy blankie.
It is so comfy. Okay, yes, and Chris pointing out to us that Mag has got a 7-second lead out of Mothwing Cloak. Um, I'm getting a cheeky Nando's soon. Lord Almighty. Um, it is getting stronger. I don't know. Maybe Aggie, this is your effect.
Excellent, perfect, tippy.
Excellent, perfect, yippee. You heard it here first, folks. We are going into the fungal wastes, and here we have one. We've got two main tricks that we've got to do. One of them being e-pogo, and there are a variety of methods that you can use to e-pogo, which I'm going to count on Aggie to identify, for I feel that she probably has much greater expertise. What is your preferred e-pogo, Aggie?
I don't know how to do e-poker. I am
Wait,
very
really?
much I'm primarily a glitch runner. Yeah.
I just sort of was like, ah, yes. I mean, they're very talented and powerful, so surely she must know how to do e-pogo. But I also don't know how to do e-pogo, so there's no. This is a safe space. Um, okay,
Right.
very nice. And I completely missed Mag's e-pogo because I was just looking at Serp's screen. That was a really nice air stall from Serp. A very heads-up play. Um,
Yes, you
yep,
see, my
Mag tried to.
favorite e-poker is the one where you go through where you do out of bounds yippee and not have
Yippee.
to do e-poker.
Oh, very nice save from Serp. We'll not be able to do this. Well, I guess she'll heal, yeah. Now Faye can do this damage thing if the Mantis will cooperate. That allows her to quit out early. That was a really good claw from Magnolia, Chris is pointing out. That was like textbook, so clean. And we weren't even really talking about it because we were yapping about ePogo. But that was something that deserves commendation. Soap
Absolutely.
also deserves commendation for saving that Mantis Pogo against a lot of odds and for doing a nice ePogo backup. A 20-second lead for Magnolia here. I mean, that is, I think, much of a testament to how clean that claw split was. We're grabbing the stag here. It's a surprise tool that will help us later.
Indeed.
All right, Aggie, what are your bets for Grozzer cleanup?
Uh, I think Grozza cleanup will go well for both of our runners.
I
Yippee.
appreciate the optimism. We'll see if that's optimism or a curse. Girl's mother having 55 HP is not too scary to dispatch. However, she has a lot of children, and they are typically more difficult to dispatch. Although, as predicted by Aggie, very nice Grozzer cleanup from Mag. We'll see about Serps here. Buying the Shaman Stone. I don't know why, because I really shouldn't have it, but I have this strange anxiety every time. Oh, Serp getting a Mina Grozzer cleanup, that's unfortunate. I have such an anxiety every time that they're going to buy the wrong charm. Like, even though I know they won't. I'm just like, what
Yeah.
if they buy, like, Lifeblood Heart, and then they're just screwed? Like, that would be so
Uh,
bad.
Magnolia, please. Oh, bugger.
Oh my
I
gosh,
can't
I
believe
can't
this.
believe, I can't believe she would take a death, bugger.
Uh,
I can't believe that she would take a death in the speedrunning
Sophie,
game.
no.
Serp, no! Serp,
Sophie's also
Serp,
taking so much damage. What?
Faye
Oh
went to
no.
safety.
Ah,
Wait, no, Faye got back
ah.
out. Wait, why did she do
No.
that?
Shoot,
Glorious
shoot,
walking
I d-
storage from Mag over here.
uh,
One of my favorite things to watch. It's preposterous. It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable that we'd have two deaths.
Yeah, especially from these top level runners. I mean, that's just really not something that you do normally. For anybody who is not familiar with Hollow Knight speedrunning, this is extremely normal. And ooh, that's like a cool setup. I've not seen that before.
I've yeah, I've
Um,
never seen that setup before. That's so cool.
it was fun though. It's an intentional death to allow us to because when you die, you have like a monster of your dead soul. We can use that to get up a cliff we can't normally get up. Um,
A surprise
so
tool that helps us almost immediately.
it is a surprise tool that helps us, and in some runs, incredibly immediately, more immediately than you could ever imagine. Shout outs to Great Hopper Percent.
Yippee.
We are now going to do the hardest platforming section in the game. Don't let any YouTuber tell you it's Path of Pain. It's right here. These are the dream plots. And while there's no, spikes or souls here, there is the fact that if you fall, it's really annoying, and I think that's a much greater punishment.
Yeah, it's the worst. If you fall down,
No! Oh, that was a good comms. It's the worst if you fall down and then she immediately falls down.
yeah, it just hurts your mental so much.
Yeah. Leah, no. Okay, Leah getting that dream nail. That was like kind of an insane curse. I hope that gets clipped. Um, because that was fantastic. Yeah, this makes up, I think, a decent amount of time for Serpia. Um, we get the fun EP slide out of Sia skip. Um, yeah, okay, so it seems like that made up like 4 seconds, which is about what falling in the dream class is, I think. Um, it's the worst if you fall at the very beginning, um, because then you have to wait for Sia to load back in. Um, but yeah, as folks in the chat are saying, it is extremely, extremely high psychic damage. We've got a fun message from Serp saying she'll die to watch a Night's No Worry. I don't know which runner that's in a reference to. Maybe both.
¿Por qué no los dos?
¿Por qué no los dos? We've entered the Spanish Hollow Knight community. By the way, shout outs to Hollow Knight Hispano, which is a fantastic server for the Spanish speaking side of this community. If you speak Spanish, I highly recommend joining the server. Like they are fantastic and do so many cool events. Um, and we just have like a lot of really cool Spanish speaking runners, artists, and commentators in this community, many of whom like graciously also participate in our more English speaking side of the community. But yeah, Enye mentioned shout outs to the Spanish speaking side of this community. Just a lot of really amazing people who do wonderful things. We are going to now eat the rich, although Leah has already had her fill. Um,
Yeah,
the gorgeous husk, the hardest boss in the game.
yeah.
After we've cleared the hardest platforming section of the game, truly it's all down here from here.
Yeah, yeah, it's all a breeze from here, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, they call the Watcher Knights, it's called the Watcher Knights because you just sort of watch them die and you don't really have to do any work, you know? So,
Yeah, and why are they even called the Watcher Knights? They're like round and circular and do roly
yeah, right?
polies. It should be called the Rolling Knights or something.
I feel like the Watcher Knights should get like a boy band name, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
The way
You
that
know
they're
that
like all in uniform, one of them gets
mm,
crushed by a chandelier. That's so boy band of them.
it is.
We are going to see Leah start this fight. This is one of the scariest fights, I would say. Quite possibly the scariest fight, though Umu is definitely the most annoying. And THK can be spooky, but I think leans more towards annoying than scary. Um, when you want them to be in sync, but they're back roll street boys. Only latest patch runners will understand. An S tier meme from out here. Um, Yeah, the Watcher Knights, unfortunately, I mean, because it's a very constant fight and it takes a while, they can just sort of get up in your grill in a way that you're not wanting them to, or they can get very far from your grill and become really annoying to hit. And you just sort of
Mm.
have to hope that you get neither.
And with 1221 specifically, they can just start attacking you off screen, which is kind of
Yep.
rude.
Right, and you can like you could see both of our runners at two masks here. Um, though Leah is done with the fight. Very nice work by her. Um, that's just kind of like a Watcher Knight special. Like this is not a testament to any like lack of ability or suboptimal play on these runners' parts. It's literally just the fact that like they will hit you and you have to be ready for that and just hope that they don't, that you can stay away from being hit enough times because it is slow to run away and not hit them back. Serb also having a really nice fight, even though, yes, as Axel points out in chat, like the first pair's pattern was quite annoying. But both of them make it out alive, which I think in a tournament race setting is the biggest relief because I've commentated probably half a dozen matches in this tournament, and probably around half of them have seen a Watcher Knight's death. And so it seems that Mag has about a 24-second lead, if I'm doing my math correctly, heading
Mm.
out of Watcher Knights. Um, yeah, gaining around 10 seconds from that fight. That makes sense. I mean, both pattern-wise and just also in the ability to get damage in. Sep missed a few fireballs there, which is unfortunate. Like, that happens. I think that something I want to assert for both of these runners is like the mistakes that these runners make are just things that happen when you do a run,
Nice
as
wall
unfortunate
storage
as
from
they are.
Leah.
Well,
Yeah, great. That was a nice wall storage exiting on the elevators. Yippee.
oh my gosh, I missed the walking storage. This is so sad. I was yapping too
Yeah.
hard.
Well, I wonder if we'll see right side drafters from either of our runners here.
Oh yes, would you like to explain?
I'm very bad at explaining right side drafters.
I
But
just know that
it's
I
a
think it's like 7 seconds faster.
yeah. Oh
Oh, that's so
no.
unfortunate. And then every time I see a runner get close to the water, I'm like, oh no, like she's gonna die because I'm used to playing rando where swim is a randomized entity. Um, that is really
Very nice
unfortunate
backup.
from Leah.
Of, very nice backup doing left side rafters.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yep,
We're good. We're good. We're good. Nothing's wrong. Um, I think
yep, left
Serp just
side.
went
Yep,
straight for
Sophie
left
is gonna
side,
do left side. Yep.
which is so understandable. I mean, it's comfy, and trying and failing right side not only loses you time but also health. Um,
Um,
Especially when you just want to. Oh, Serp attempted a backup for right
uh,
side. Yeah. Um, Lord
Leah,
Almighty,
Sophie, please heal. Please, 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 please,
please,
please,
Serpy,
please.
my sister in Hollow Knight. Um, I'm hearing Grub Day mentioned in chat. Aggie, would you like to inform the masses about what this mysterious Grub Day you speak of is?
Uh, yes. So on June 7th, there is going to be a celebration of all things grubs with a grub themed randomizer speedrunning showcase with a whole bunch of incentive of extra stuff. Yippee.
Yippee! I'm also providing an incentive. I can talk about it, right? It's been announced.
It, I assume so. Ah,
It has
no,
not.
hasn't been announced yet.
I'm providing an
Ah,
incentive
trapped.
and it will be announced. But I will not say what it is. But you should all follow Grub Day related announcements super closely so that you can find out what exactly I am doing for Grub Day. Um,
Yippee.
it will be very exciting. So yeah, both runners managing to make it all the way back to Dartmouth without losing that precious 1 health they had, which is good. And they will then bench, um, which is okay. Then my incentive is secret, and none of you can know. This is what I've been told.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
and this the thing that we got earlier is helping us now. Yippee.
there is the surprise tool. I mentioned it. It's a
Yeah.
surprise tool that will help us later.
Yeah.
Leah making her way through like the worst room in the game, I think, pretty objectively. Um,
Yeah, that room is pretty terrible.
yeah, like losing 3 health there is very much par for the course. Um,
Yeah, those venge fries super furious.
yes, they are very furious, very infected, not demure. Um, Serb getting through that room damageless, which I think is just something that deserves a commendation. Um, nice Pogax there from Mag. Um, Serb lost 5 seconds on Rafter's entry, but then gained 5 seconds on Lantern. Interesting. What did she do to gain 5 seconds on Lantern?
I have no idea.
I've also got no idea. Lovely
Very nice
Pogax from
Pogax
Serb
from
there.
Sir. Um, Leah, please
But
heal.
yeah, did you
Please
see that
heal.
grub?
Please heal.
If you what?
Leah, please heal. Thank you.
Leah, please heal. There we go. If you saw that grub and you were like, wow, I wish that grub had been saved, then Grub Day is the event for you. For that grub will be saved many, many times.
Yippee.
Yippee. Okay, so Leah heading into the peak platforming um on this damage tank cycle on 1 health. Terrifying to us, but I just assume that she's goated and locked in like that. Goes for
Mm.
underplat, flawless platforming, and just in for Crystal Heart here. And we can see that they're pretty much exactly one Crystal Heart platforming section apart. Wow. Yeah, this has been like a really commanding performance. Serp has run quite well, but this has been like a pretty commanding performance from Leah, um, who is apparently just goated like that. Two
And
underplats, you
now,
really do love to see it. And
yeah,
now we get into
absolutely.
um the fun part of the run in that we get to do acid skips. Um, the first acid skip we're gonna see here is like acid skip for babies. So if you're like, oh, I want to learn to do acid skips, you can start with this one.
Yeah. Or you can be like me and my first acid skip was QGA.
Um, yeah, I also had like a dark time in my life when I would sit and try to do QGA for an hour and get it like maybe once if I was lucky.
Very nice Trinomi drop
QGA is no
from
joke.
Leah.
Oh yeah, Leah into the archives.
Will we
And will
see
now
the
face the Demon Queen
uh,
of Suffering, Umu. As my grandmother said when she commentated with me, Umu is unattractive.
Yeah, she's so right for that.
She spoke the truth, I think, to a level that she didn't even know. Yeah, I did commentate one of these races with my grandmother, who is known as Hermar. Um, and yeah, she, in trying to express general distaste for Umu, said that Umu is unattractive. My favorite Umu fact, which is shout out to the Japanese speakers and runners in this community, is that Umu's name, it's in Chinese characters, but it could also be, um, well, I think that, yeah, what Umu says is for yours Zetsubo, which means useless to spare. Um, and I think that's very accurate to the Umu experience. Oh
Oh no!
no! Oh my
They
God.
didn't take the safety vent.
No.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
no.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness
I was
gracious.
wondering as she entered archives if Leah was going to take the safety vent.
No, and it's really, I think that with the way Leah's been playing this whole time, I mean, we've seen her be at one health for really long stretches in this race. Um,
So if you
so got it.
let's go.
Oh my God.
Very nice twist. Right, I think that was 2 cycle.
That was two cycle from Serp. Um, oh my
Oh,
goodness.
Serpy
An
attempting to go
absolute
for the
heart
walkling
attack.
storage there.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think that that just sort of is the way like Leah is comfortable playing. It's just I'm on one health, but I'm locked in. I just can't mess this up. But unfortunately, Umu is a very, very cruel entity. Um,
Very nice walkling storages there.
yes, very nice. And yeah, Mag will have to do this again, which is really unfortunate. And will very much switch the direction of the lead. But yeah, there's Umu shouting useless despair. Um, but this is not over by any means. We still have a very challenging section of the run in Enter QG into Beast Den. So we're going to have to see, but that is just really unfortunate. Especially with how cleanly Leah has played this entire time.
But yeah. Yeah, still very much anyone's race. The rest of the run here
Yes.
on out can be very brutal.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. Leah has missed the two cycle.
Oh, uh,
That's just it just feels bad. Yeah, just the one you see a little up slash like God. Serp getting QGA, very nice. On fair part. Um Leah giving
and
me a
Leah
little heart
getting
attack with that walking storage.
yeah, for
Um
getting it. Very nice.
but getting it. We're still we're in the winners bracket, correct, Aggie?
I believe we are not. We are in the losers bracket.
Okay. That's crazy that both of these runners are in the losers bracket. They're just like both really talented, but I guess that shows the strength of the pool.
Yeah, the pool that's left in the tournament is just so incredibly strong.
Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at two runners that both have 32 PBs, that's kind of how you know that like oh no.
Oh,
Um commercial break in progress.
yeah,
Oopsie
yeah.
daisy.
Leo pulling the absolute most powerful speedrunning trick, commercial breaks.
Yes. Oh, it might have been FF. That might make sense, yeah. Oh, we're back on business. Thank you everybody for waiting through the commercial break. Um, Serp heading to Beast Den, which is something that Mag will do as well. Um, yeah, thankfully no dark rooms in any percent. Um, oh no, little bonk there, but not a huge worry. Gorgeous QGA from Mag. Um, Serp lost to Slow and Slow has apologized in chat. Slow is not slow enough. Awfully fast for somebody named Slow. Oh, unfortunate little fireball whiff there. Um, Oh my God.
Um,
Yeah, these Petra are really annoying. And will not allow you to like cooperate with them. Um,
the Petras don't like to dance.
no.
Very nice developed skip there from
Yeah,
Serpy.
super, super clean. That devout can be very scary if you're not able to skip it well. Um, but yeah, Serp is about to head up and get the last of our three dreamers, and then it's all the way home. Um, this has been, I think, a really good demonstration of how in a race like this, you truly never know what's going to happen. Um, I mean, Serb and Leah have both played super well. Leah had, I think, a cleaner first part of the run, but just unfortunately took this death to Umu. Um, but we've still got THK, so truly, like, it's not over until it's over.
For sure. THK could parry 15,000 times. You
Well,
know.
THK could just also murder you. It's not unheard of.
Yeah,
Because
THK
these
can
runners
parry
will.
10,000 times and murder you.
That's
And
true. That's
yippee,
kind of
Sophie
the
saving
worst
the grub.
combination. Saving the grub, you really do love to see it. You could also soft block the car hype. You
True.
gave me a heart attack for a moment, Chris. I was like, what does she know? Is she watching the stream delay?
Yeah, you can infinite load into THK, which is definitely fun and
And it
exciting,
feels really
definitely.
great. I'm sure all of the runners can confirm to you that they have never felt happier in their lives than when they infloated into THK. Um, yep, we're spending the last of our money. Um, Serb going forward with only 14 Geo to her name. Um, oh yeah, no Den quit out from Leah.
And a very
Um,
nice devout skip from her as well.
yeah, I mean she
SMH not
really
saving the grub. I can't believe this. Run is immediately invalid now.
no, you hate to see it. Um, yeah, I mean Magnolia just doing what she can to make up any time. Like you really have to admire it. Um,
Yeah.
and it's what you have to do in a setting like this because you don't know what what things are like for your opponent. Um, although I mean in this race you kind of can, but um, you've just got to play the best you can play, and assess risks as you go. But yeah, we got to get some hollow Ds in the chat for Serp. Um, and yeah, very nice den from Magnolia there.
Super fast and yippee.
Yippee!
Yippee!
Yeah. So we're now going to see the Hollow Knight. Surprise, Hollow Knight spoilers. You're not the Hollow Knight. Um, this fight, as Aggie has mentioned previously, can be really slow if the Hollow Knight decides to parry. Just as we saw there. That was really nice timing for my commentary and really mean to Seb. Um, and this fight can also be a little, oh my god, two parries in a row. Can also be a little spooky because you're going to want to take a damage tank into the fourth and final phase to skip the screen. Um, so you want to have enough health to do that. There's just also an annoying part that Serp's going to get to quite soon, I'd say. Where, yep, we're going to hear the knight is going to start stabbing itself, at which point it only takes one damage from each hit, regardless of how much damage that hit would normally do. And for reference, your nail normally does 5 and your fireball 20. So it can be quite annoying, but it looks like smooth sailing for Serp so far, although we are getting like a decent amount of slow attacks.
Mm. Serpy
Okay,
is doing
and
very well.
Missed
Didn't
the
quite
screen
get
skip,
the finish
unfortunate.
yet.
But into this last phase, um, just getting
With
these final hits in, and yes, this will be GG for Serp.
GG
Once the
Seppi.
screen goes black. Um, really, really good work from her. She had a lot of things throughout this run that did not go her way, and persevered in a way that I think is super admirable and speaks to just her wealth of experience. I mean, Faye has been running this game for I think around 5 years, in every category under the sun, and like truly in terms of mentality and like being able to work through these tournament experiences, like really is one of the runners I most admire in this community.
Seppi
And we're going to
finishing
see
it.
Mag finishing THK as well.
Seppi finishing a minute under yeah, a minute plus a minute to PB is incredible in a race
I
context.
mean, yeah, in a race setting like this, like I think it's important for like people who don't know what getting a 32 in Hollow Knight is like. That is dozens, if not hundreds, of attempted runs that go into that time. And so to be sub 34 in a race like this is just like a really impressive show of consistency. And there's a
And Leah
screen
getting
skip
the
from
screen
Leah.
skip.
Really nice.
You love to see
Really
it.
nice work. I've been told that I should say cheerio to the Hollow Knight. Cheerio.
Cheerio, Cheerio,
Massive
Frederick.
GGs to Leah. And we'll see if the runners are willing to come in for an interview. Obviously, there's no pressure. But if they are, we will have them in. And it seems Mag is here. Um, so yes, if you've got any questions for the runners, feel free to put them in chat and we'll relay them. GG to both of
GG's.
you.
Um, since when does Hom have a British accent?
Oh, yeah, let me explain. So I'm in the UK right now, and I've been hanging around a lot of British people. This is not intentional nor voluntary. Um, this is what I sound like. I'll be back to normal in a few months.
I don't understand how this happens to people
I
because
don't either.
I can't
It
pick
just
up an
happens,
accent
eh?
if I tried. Like even if I lived in a place, I still can't pick up the accent.
No, but
I've
that's the
got like
thing,
pretty
though.
much
You don't chaw.
I've got no neutral speaking voice, and so I gravitate to other things very quickly. That's besides the point. The point is, GG's to both of you. I know that there were a lot of things on both sides of the screen that went in ways that you probably didn't want. But I think Aggie and I just throughout the race were like so impressed at both of you in like consistency and resilience. And also like Mag, that claw was so clean, that claw split. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't remember it. Hold on.
Understandable.
It
It
saved
was a
like
while
a
ago.
second to my average, which I think is bad because I think it misses me pogo a few times. But um, yeah, it was alright. I think the only splits that were like passable if this was a PB attempt were claw and den.
Yeah, that was the other thing that like we talked about and people in chat were pointing out was like your den was fantastic. Um at
Yeah.
least from like a viewing perspective.
Also, GG Serp.
Yo, GG. Now don't get to be done with any percent. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like
your
Oopsie.
reward is more any percent.
this tournament's been going on for like 2 months now. It was longer than 2 months for the people who didn't get the buy at the start. So like, but damn.
I
Yeah.
think I would have been like the one with the most matches so far, kind of thing, if it wasn't for like one DQ.
Did you
DQ
have
in the
no
middle
buy?
from buy. No. I
Did
was
you
like
lose round
just
one?
behind. I won round 1, but then like I won 3 matches and then I got in like
Oh yeah, I forgot.
losers round 2, I think.
You're on the Mango losers run right now. I forgot.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah,
And then like Vi had to DQ.
Oh,
Also,
I
hold
see.
my honestly, if it wasn't for me like having the most gamer Umus 2 cycle ever kind of thing, I think you would
that
still
was
like
really
manage to
great,
catch up.
Umu.
Mm,
That was
I don't
so
think so.
bad overall.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think I got punished for playing in like a style that I don't normally play in. Like I should have just stuck to like what I know, which is like when you're on 1 HP, you just do damageless. But I
Okay,
didn't
yeah.
know if I remembered damageless, and like there was a lot of points throughout the run where like I healed, and normal me I would just do the thing.
No, this
If
was
I
something
didn't
that I
heal, I would
wondered
have just been
about.
fine.
Yeah. Because you're on 1 HP for like really long segments of the run, which definitely accelerated my heart rate. But I just sort of was like, oh, maybe this is just how she goes. Like, this is just something you're used to.
Well,
But you're saying that normally you play in like a safer style.
no, normally I play in a more aggressive style. I'm saying I think I got punished for
Okay.
playing safe
Yeah.
because I couldn't make up the time after I died to Umu.
That makes sense because you seemed very comfortable playing in like quite an aggressive way, and I was very impressed by that. It was cool to watch.
Yeah, well, I think after C dash I was like 45 behind where I wanted to be, and I hadn't even taken a death. I was just like 45
Really,
behind where I would like to be because I played pretty much everything shitty. Um,
that's
Oh,
funny because we were just talking about like how clean it was and like how well you had played the whole race.
I was listening, I was laughing a little bit because I would like lose 5 seconds in a split and be like, "Wow, that was so clean." I was like, "I'll take the compliment. I'll take
Listen,
it."
I don't think either of us run this category. Is that correct, Aggie?
Yeah. I am very much primarily a glitched runner.
And I'm primarily a commentator, so it's my job to be impressed at whatever you do.
Yeah, no, I fell in Dreamplats and I lost
Yeah.
20 to Rafters. I had a
No,
really
the
bad washer
Dreamplats
night.
curse was amazing.
Yeah, I've been
thank you for
falling a
that.
bunch at the end of that, at the very last section. And also I've been dying that I did 2 practice runs before this. One died to washer
Yo.
nights and one died to Umu, but both of them were PB pace.
Oh no.
Yo.
Well, I mean that's
Oh.
cool that they were PB pace, but like
But
very
then this one
unfortunate.
was like the opposite where it was like, oh, it's 45 seconds behind PB and I've messed up every single split, mostly because I'm nervous. Um,
So understandable.
and I think I kind of just like knew I was 20 seconds ahead, and so I was like, "Oh, I'll just play safe." And then I played everything safe and lost a ton of time. And it was a bad decision. But yeah, that
Never
being
play
said,
safe ever.
you definitely clutched. You really clutched out, especially when like as I saw the death and I was like, "This is fine if I lock in and Serb messes something up." But then you didn't mess really anything up.
Yeah, so you
I
played
did
like
lock
really
in.
clean. You did lock
Nice.
in.
I didn't
You
get.
locked in for that
I,
den especially.
I got the 3 cycle the second time.
Yeah.
Which was annoying. The specific Umu pattern I got was exactly the same both times. And it
Oh
was something
really?
that I hadn't ever dealt with before, despite probably
Huh.
finding that like a billion times. Which is getting a short attack when you're trying to do the dream knell after the first cycle. You get like a short attack, and you have to readjust the dream knell. The first time I messed it up because I didn't readjust the dream knell, and I thought I could get it off in time, and then I didn't. So then I didn't have the soul or the
Interesting.
health. The second time I was like, okay, I learned from this because I just did it a second ago. I'll just readjust the dream knell. But then there
Yeah,
was no
I
room to
did
readjust
notice
the dream
that.
knell. I readjusted it
Oh
and I
no.
walked forward, and somehow Umu spaced to the short attack, so there was zero room between the dream knell, between the spark and Umu, and I'd never seen that before. I was like, I've always had a gap here, but there was no
Yeah,
gap.
it was super weird. Like,
Oh, like fast attacks. We love those.
So then it messed up my lure because I had to fix it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
after that, like I did all the movement back to Umu back up. I did it perfectly. Even got the
Yeah.
wall link
Woohoo!
storage. And I mean, I did all I could. I didn't quit out on 3 HP, which for some reason people say is like not viable, but like it only has to work once to PB, so I think it's viable.
That's true. That is true. I just think like, in the race setting we were like, yeah, yeah, she's locking in. Like she's going for it. It was cool. Um, so Chris wants to know, your
Um,
right side rafters that you attempted from the left.
Oh, I was wondering what happened. Yeah.
it was a base. It's basically like the old like Sawayoshi funny setup.
Shout out Sayoshi.
Yeah, like it's weird and it's. I would have hit it if I just didn't press dash too early, like whatever it's called, fireball too early. So I like. It's basically just the same thing as you do when you get knocked left and you just back up kind of thing. Like
Gotcha.
you jump into it, you get damage time to the left, you fireball twice to stall, you pogo. Might have been a pogo earlier that I don't remember or something I don't remember, but like you need 3 fireballs for it and it works. It's just silly.
We like
Interesting.
And it's
silly.
like
Yeah, I was
and you also never actually do it, so it's impossible to have it as muscle memory at all.
wondering after the rafters because I heard the comms, or I heard Chris in chat say like the gap didn't close from rafters, and I was like, what? How? Because what happened for me was I went for right side rafters, and then I went all the way up and barely didn't get enough height, so I fell back down and got hit by the guy who slashes a sword. And then I damage tanked for the left side rafters, and I was like, I'm on 1 HP, and the guy didn't have the spawn for the skip, so I didn't go for it. I was like, I'll just heal this so I don't die because I'm like really far ahead. And
Yeah.
I healed it, and then I went to do like the fly guy skip, and I do the fly guy skip and I hit it, but then I missed the jump and accidentally dashed off the platform you're supposed to get to. But then it was
Yeah.
all good because he was still there, so I just pogoed him again to get back up, but then I missed the jump again.
It was like both of you had really weird rafters. Like
Yeah.
it was genuinely like
And so
as somebody who like doesn't even entirely grasp of all that goes on normally, it was like, what is going on? And then you
Yeah.
both were like on 1 HP all the way back to King Station.
Yeah, that
Um,
part doesn't really have anything you can die to, so that was fine.
Yeah,
But
no,
Hey,
it
I managed
doesn't,
to die there before.
but
I've managed
it's
to
Like
die
the
there
bottom
too, but I
spine room.
don't count it because like if you're paying attention
Yeah.
and you're like really trying, there's no feasible way you can die if you're like if your goal is to not die, it just can't happen.
True. But then if your goal is to die, you play differently, and then everything goes weirdly again.
Yeah. What else? Oh, I honestly, I'm gonna say about the early game because I got some pretty scummy RNG in the first like
yeah. Oh my
split.
gosh, like
Yeah.
your
Um,
Crossroads RNG was just like
Yeah.
abominable.
I got
Like
the
the
bench
cross
fly
drop
that doesn't work
RNG
at
was.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got the bench
Oh.
fly that doesn't work at all, and then I got the grudge drop, which hits you, and then I tried to do the backup and it didn't work, and then it hit me again.
Yeah.
But so I lost like 9 there. But honestly, like that doesn't really worry me. Like I don't get
Yeah.
frustrated by RNG time loss in the first split if it's a race, because I'm more worried about like, am I playing good? Like the RNG will just balance out, it doesn't really matter. It's more about like
Feel.
at that point I was chill, but then I started messing up, and then I got worried and I got nervous after because I
Don't
started
worry,
playing,
I
started
think I
playing
messed
bad.
up way more.
Well, you didn't die,
Like,
so.
I almost died to Claw.
Oh, did
There were
you?
several
Oh no, I
almost
did
deaths.
see
Oh
that.
yeah,
Yeah, actually,
she
I
did
was
almost.
watching.
Scuffed.
I was watching, and I was like, please don't die to Claw. I was like, please don't die to Claw. I don't want to like do the whole race and be a minute ahead the whole time.
Yeah, you still
I
almost
was
got
just
to be
also
a
like,
minute ahead. It was awful.
so like, please don't die. I mean, you really like managed it in a way that was quite impressive. Like whatever you
That's why
ended
you
up
do
doing
pacifist,
to
though.
get Mantis Pogo. Yeah.
Like
But
pacifist means it's super easy to back it up, as long as you have HP at all.
yeah, it was scary. But
True.
you've been
Yeah.
asked by the chat by Serp, you've been asked by Rhea, how are you so cute?
I don't think that's up to me to answer, actually.
I personally think that pretty much all the runners in Combs, NRE streamer Chris and chat are very cute. And they just are. It's just deontologically true. That's my answer.
Yeah, it's just an undeniable fact of life.
Exactly.
True, though.
Yeah,
Well,
overall,
if
I'm
folks
happy to get out of the tournament.
True.
And good luck fighting Evelyn. That's gonna be fun.
Oh my
Wait, is it
lord.
against
Or well,
Evelyn?
you have to fight slow
I thought.
first.
Yeah, it's
Are we
Yo,
getting a
I'm beating
rematch?
slow. Let's go.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that
I mean,
that's tough. You gotta face the person who
I
knocked you out in
know.
winners.
That
That's
is
actually
indeed
messed up.
tough. I think
I
that is
didn't
the
think that would
industry
happen in a
standard
tournament
term.
like this size.
The narrative is there.
Oh, you gotta beat Zerg first. Okay, so winner of Zerg versus slow.
Oh, I mean
Yeah.
that's
Which
pretty
that could
simple.
go either
Okay,
way.
okay, okay.
But- and that would be an
Also, oh
incredible
my
race,
god,
I
what
think.
the what was that first pair of the Watchers? Like literally every single attack was a decent roll. Couldn't
Oh
get
yeah,
any
that was
slow
kind of
ever.
insane. That was insane.
My first pair, I got bounce glitch on like the second attack, and then he proceeded to bounce glitch like one or two more times.
Wait, what is bounce glitch?
Um, there's a bug where sometimes one of the watchers will. So you know how like they turn into a ball and then they go up in the air and they bounce once and then they go up in the
Yes.
air again and they land and then they become vulnerable. There's a
Mhm.
glitch where sometimes on the first when they bounce instead of like going up again, they just exit the ball and then they bounce in the air, but they're starting the attack already while they're in the air because they're
Oh,
back in
that's
neutral
so odd.
position. So they jump once and then they just like early cancel the roll and start swinging, and as soon as they land, they're like ready to swing the nail in like half a second. And it's so annoying
Wild.
to get because then not only that, but you have to remember which one it is because once it happens once, it happens every time they bounce.
Okay.
So I got that, and then I had to. It's probably like the most exciting part of practicing Watcher Knights, actually, in my opinion, because it introduces a whole nother dimension to like. Now there's all these patterns you have to know how to fight
Yeah.
that you've never had to do before because normally they don't move that fast.
Somebody in the chat asks, is this what is sometimes called a bounce cancel, or is that different?
I have never heard
I've
that
never
term.
heard that term.
So true.
I know that bounce glitch is like pretty universally been called bounce glitch. At least like that's what Bagel was calling it in
Yeah.
2020
I
when I was
think.
playing with him, and I think
Wait,
that's what I've heard from everyone else.
you got like the standard bounce glitch, right? And not the one where they just like do the super mini hop and then don't even bounce at all.
Oh, is there? I don't even know about that.
I don't. I got like one where they like. I think they just did one silly tiny bounce thingy and like could barely walk underneath it, and then it almost killed me a couple times in practice.
Oh, I see.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, it was just a normal bounce glitch. But I played around it pretty
Okay.
well. It was just annoying because I had to like, I lost a lot of time to just having to adjust to that.
Yeah.
And yeah, overall I should have practiced more. I didn't practice nearly enough, but that's okay.
Wild.
I hope you go on and beat Evelyn.
I will destroy her. Don't
Don't tell
worry
her I
about
said
it.
that though.
We used to put in the wall or something. Opium emoji, etc., etc.
I
Well,
hear
thank
that
you
one
both
broke.
for
Yeah. Watcher Night broke is like
yeah.
another way to say it.
How do you even do the damage tag setup?
Our very
I hate
next match is Nebula versus Skate in
Oh,
13 hours, I believe.
I think
And that's
that
going to
would
be,
be right. Yeah. It's a
yeah,
best of three,
and
yeah.
that is a best
Yeah.
of 3.
Well,
That's
look
going to
forward
be
to
an
that.
incredible match.
That
good
is
luck, have
going to
fun.
be one for the
That one's
ages.
gonna be I think Nebula's gonna win though. That's my take.
Yeah, that's my personal unbiased take. I don't even know why it would be biased, but like,
It's fully unbiased. It's
yeah,
my
Yeah.
unbiased opinion.
true.
Well, thank you
Yo, I
both
just placed
for a
like.
really fantastic race.
Yeah,
Ooh.
thank you both.
Also, I just wasted 5 seconds to get the funny ceiling setup, ceiling walking setup thingy in Blue Lake. It was worth
Excellent
it.
work.
Yippee.
I'd not seen that before, and I thought it was great, so I enjoyed it.
I think most of the time loss was from fucking up the exit. or messing up the exit.
So
I never said
understandable.
anything.
No, nothing was said.
Exactly.
But no, this was actually really worth waking up for. I'm glad I did. It was a pleasure to commentate both of you. Pleasure to commentate with Aggie, who's so cute.
Yippee. It was a pleasure to
And
commentate for your time. Yippee.
thank you. And it was a pleasure to be joined by this fabulous chat. Yes, check out Grub Day, which is coming up on June 7th. And you should be very excited for. And check out Chris, our restreamer, who's really epic. And check out the match in 13 hours. That will be definitely one worth watching. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great morning, afternoon, and evening.
Bye.
Yeah, GG's. Bye bye.
Dude.